Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, and today we have Battlefield 1. Noah and myself are having fun on domination on this Sahara Desert map. Obviously, this video is a little bit different, more of a commentary one. Reason being is this ended up being a good match, and you know we didn't really have anything specific in mind. We're just trying out a new game mode, and I was trying to work on my skills with a sniper rifle, and ended up just being a good match, so we decided to use it. So, two things I was going to... Oh, and by the way, yeah, if you hear somebody talking in the background, that's Noah. Like I said, we just trying out a new game mode, so working together to get a win we weren't really focused on, so we don't do the normal talking back and forth like we usually do. And at the end you hear him using his bait box. So, you will hear that in the background, but today, I'm going to talk about two things. One is playable characters and our overall opinion and kind of view for how the game is versus how Battlefield was during the beta. For playable characters, there's a big gripe from some people or feminist communities talking about how they feel that DICE and EA are being oppressive to women and being sexist because when you get on multiplayer, you don't have a female character that you can play. There's no conspiracy or anything behind it. Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, you have playable characters that are females because those are supposed to be set for more modern times. Battlefield 1 is set during World War I, so the reason why you don't have female playable characters is because females on the battlefield wasn't commonplace during World War I. It's just part of history, and they actually tried to stick, for the most part, as much as they could to what was true to form for World War I for what actually happened. And that actually gets accentuated with one of the new game modes that they have called Operations, where you have different battles that took place in World War I, and before the match starts it actually gives you a little bit of history of the battle, who was involved, and all that. So I think that's a really nice addition, because one, it adds to some of the gameplay, but if you like anything as far as history goes or learning about history, they actually threw that into the game as well. So I thought that was nice. As far as the game goes, the game's fantastic. I don't really have any complaints. With the console versions of the game, I play on PS4, but they also have the kind of same issue with Xbox One. Every now and then, and usually you see it on kind of the bigger maps for Conquest when you have 32 players per team, is basically you'll have a ton of stuff going on, and it'll kind of, I want to say bogs down the game, but it doesn't really feel like it. Basically, some of the resolution for some of the textures on the map just kind of gets downgraded for a little bit, and it's like a few seconds and then it goes right back. So that's one of those that's kind of a minor thing that I'm pretty sure DICE and EA will fix in one of their updates. They'll kind of like rebalance things, or they'll add more capacity to their servers or whatever, and kind of they'll probably end up being a issue that gets corrected more than likely, I would say, fairly soon. But outside of that, the rest of the game is fantastic. And part of why Base and all of us feel like that is because when we played the beta and when you play it now, there's not really any huge differences, which for me, I like. Obviously, they added the rest of the maps and everything, which the rest of the maps are cool because you have basically historic spots in Europe where some of the battles took place that are in the maps, and instead of big cities and everything, you actually have a couple places that's out in the woods. So you have the chaos of fighting in the woods, which adds a different overall feel and ambiance to the experience that I really enjoy. But like I was saying, when you played the beta version and you play the actual full release of the game, there's no massive huge differences, and the reason why I like that is because basically there's no part of the game where it feels like I got lied to, which is kind of one of those that ends up being a double-edged sword with some betas for some games, because they'll either take away things or add things that end up not being great decisions on the developer's part. So you play the beta and go, oh, this is awesome, this is fantastic, and either they add something or take something out for the final version. Then you buy that and you go, what did they do to the game? They screwed up the game, this isn't fair. So with Battlefield 1, you don't really have that experience. If you are like Base, knowing myself, where you played the beta and you thoroughly enjoyed it, when you buy the game, that's what you're getting. Obviously, textures have improved. Some of the lighting stuff has changed. The only thing that you can look at for as far as a comparison is really the Sahara Desert map, because that was the only map that you had in the beta. So you can't really compare the other maps for beta to now, but from what I've noticed, the changes they've done for lighting, the weather rotation for sandstorms, windstorms, and thunderstorms for rain and horizontal rain, and all that, they've done a fantastic job with, and it adds a new level of realism to the game. Because let's face it, if you're out in combat and you have like a monsoon raining down upon you with horizontal rain, it's going to have a negative effect on being able to fight. And fog ends up being basically a giant smoke grenade that hides people. So it's one of those that they've added a lot of aspects for realism that makes the game a whole lot more fun and a lot more immersive. And I for one thoroughly enjoy it. So for me, I would say if you like first-person shooters and you're thinking about buying Battlefield 1, I would say it's probably a safe bet. So I don't think there's anything on it that you're really going to be disappointed with. So that's all we have for this video. If you like the gameplay, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, put that down in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video.